Hello, BookTube, it's Monty. I'm back again. Hopefully, you're enjoying all of the content that I'm putting out this week. Hoping you've been reading some good things. I've been reading some good things. Specifically, we're here today to talk about The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. And I read this in a day because it's due back at the library. And I needed to finish it because I hadn't read it yet. I've been reading a lot of other things. You've been seeing those videos go up. If you're following on Goodreads, you know that I've been cycling through things. May has been an amazing reading month. I think that in part to listening to audio as well as reading physical copies. If I hadn't, I don't think I would have gotten through half of the things I've gotten through this month. But we're going to talk about this because I've talked about those other books already, and it's time to talk about this. I want to preface this by saying I don't plan on getting into too many spoilers. This will not be a long video because I did like this book. I can't think of anything that I didn't like about it. It will be going on my favorite shelf because I loved it so much. I will, when I eventually start to talk a little bit, I will tell you if I think things are spoilers and when you should leave. But the premise of the book is that it deals with Star, and after she goes to this party, her friend will get shot by the police, and it deals with the aftermath of that. And it's just, it is at times a little intense. I wasn't expecting to have it affect me as much as it did. I don't know if affect is the right word, but even going into it knowing that this was going to talk about police brutality and issues of gun violence, I didn't expect for it to impact me as much as it did. But at the same time, the novel is written in first person, present tense, so the entire time we're reading it, you're there with Star. And so while there were intense moments like Khalil's death and some other things that get brought up about Star's past in relation to not police brutality, but in her past deals with gun violence just in general. I wasn't expecting that to affect me as much as it was. But there were lighter moments. There are light moments between Star and her friends. But both Kenya, who I love, I was happy she wasn't just like a thing at the beginning, and she had the moments throughout the novel between her and her boyfriend Chris, who I also loved. After reading Autobiography by Kristen Lauren, I didn't think that I would appreciate another romance this year, because romance typically is not my thing. I don't read books for romance. That's not something I normally do. And while Chris and Star's relationship wasn't by any means the epicenter, the focus of this novel, I did appreciate it. I did like it. It was nice. And they had these moments where they actually had real conversation, and it wasn't just, you're my boyfriend, I love you, because this is YA. It was, you're my boyfriend, these are like conflicting opinions and emotions I'm having right now, and I don't know how to convey that to you. And he was like, you know what, it's really shitty because you're judging me, but you're not conveying these things. And they just had really nice moments, and they talked, and it was beautiful, and I loved them. And yeah, that was like, and that all helped to sort of add levity to the issues that we were addressing of police brutality, gun violence, child death being, that sort of a heavy thing. There wasn't a character in this book I didn't like. I mean, obviously Officer 115 was not a good person. Obviously he was the focus of a lot of the ire and such. And there was topics of, gang culture, that sort of a thing, and there was an antagonist in that respect. But of the main cast of characters, there wasn't. I'm gonna take it back. Haley, didn't like her. I was happy when Star confronted her. The whole mess was a mess, and I'm happy that we were able to, not only address gun violence and police brutality, but we're also able to address racism, which is something that I know YA tries to tackle, tries to talk about, but I think that The Hate You Give, and when Children of Blood and Bone, which I read earlier this year, both bring up oppression, both bring up struggles of racism, that sort of a topic, in ways that handle it better than other YA novels have that I've read previously. I think that maybe it's because it's written by a black person. I don't know. I won't say that definitively, but I would assume so. So yeah, I did like this book. There isn't anything I have to say negatively about it as of filming this video. That's all I really have to say. I don't actually have anything I think would be a spoiler that I need to get in depth and talk about in the review. I do think if you haven't hopped on this hype train that you should. Like I said, it does bring up issues of gun violence, police brutality, gang life. The gang life stuff is like more illusions and talked about. It's not like we're gonna go hardcore into gang life. It's in the novel. So if you know the things are going to be upsetting to you, then you need to do whatever it is you need to do. If you want to read this book, just know that going in. And if you've read it, go down to the comment section. Let's have a discussion, because this hype train has been rolling for a really long time, and I'm happy that I finally checked it out. That's all I have to say. I'll see you guys again soon in another video, but until then, bye.